Hi, welcome back. My name is David Blissett, and in this video we're going to go through the series of steps within Side Effects Houdini in order to reduce the polygon count on some simple geo. Okay, so what we have here at the moment is a simple plane that has got roughly 99 primitives or 99 polygons, right? So I had a scenario that I was facing earlier where I had the core nodes configured and it's like it wasn't doing the reduction. And I'll illustrate how I got myself into that bind in a second, but first let's just run through how you actually correct the scenario or implement the feature where you want less geometry in the scene or for the particular piece of geometry that you're working on. Okay, so we've got a blast node here as my starting point. Let's forget the network further upstream and focus on what we're doing going downstream. So the very first thing is I want to drop down a fuse node. These are the parameters that we're using in this current instance. And then the next thing I want to do is put a divide node down. And the primary reason for putting that node down is so I can remove the number of shared edges. So again, I'm going to highlight the fuse node, and you can see that there are 99 polygons there. And when I put the divide node down and making sure to check remove shared edges, what you notice is that you go from 99 polygons down to 1 polygon. Now, I've deliberately made sure to implement this specific indent here. So it's not just a straight rectangle, right? And the reason for that is you're not going to take geometry like this and try and export it and use it within the game engine, because that's telling you there's a single primitive, right? But when you're doing your geometry for gaming, you probably want to be passing in triangles or triangulated geometry or maximum quads, right? And then the game engine, if it needs to, will go ahead and implement the triangulation in terms of tessellating the geometry when it's going to go into the actual GPU. But that's by the by, right? So we're going to focus more on what we've got to do here now to correct going from this irregular shaped piece of geometry into something that the game engine can actually use. So the next thing that we got here is we've got this facet node. And the primary reason for using this node is to remove the inline points. So let's just take a step back again. Notice that on the divide node, we don't have any internal edges that's breaking up the geometry, right? If we were to go up to the fuse level, you'll have the internal edges there, right? But when you actually get down to the divide node, that all those internal edges are taken away, but we're left with the points on the outline for the edges, right? So the facet node, that's what's taking care of that for you. So now, if you look on the number of points, there are 8 points there, but still 1 primitive. So the next step to do from there is a simple polyfill, right? So when I do that, what we then get is the triangles that we're looking for. Now again, but your game engine can go ahead and triangulate that for you. You probably get a warning if you're trying to take in the quads. It depends on the engine that you're using. But what we have here now is 7 primitives or 7 polygons and 8 points, and that's a whole lot different to what we had earlier, which we had 99 primitives and 131 points. So again, the game engine is going to be optimized to be able to handle these kinds of scenarios. But if you have this kind of geometry repeated throughout your level, i.e. Geometry that could be simplified, it's really just a flat plane. In those scenarios, you want to go through, if you're using Side Effects Houdini, obviously, go through and put in these kinds of optimized features to kind of limit the amount of geometry that you actually take across into your game engine. All right, guys. That's it for now. If you found this content helpful, go ahead and subscribe, because there's going to be a lot more coming as I'm working through the tools. When I find anything that either takes me a bit of time. I've got to do some R&D. I'll be making notes and publishing videos. So if you're doing similar workflows, or if you found this helpful, it might be worth hitting the subscribe button. And again, if you hit the like button, that at least gives me a bit of motivation to know that somebody out there is getting a benefit from these videos as well. Radio, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.